Welcome back to the final episode of Akau TV this season. Well, what a great week we had last week with plenty of winners on both sides of the Tasman, all at black type level also, which is a very good weekend for the team. So full credit to all the staff that work their backsides off for the stable. It's never easy waking up in the cold and when it's been raining the past month, but all the staff continue to turn up with smiles on their faces, and the horses performing is just a credit to them. So starting off with our winners there on Saturday, we start at Riccarton. Perlino was just outstanding. Since she's arrived in the South Island, Hunter and his team have just got her to grow a leg. The step up to 2,000 metres was always going to help her off the way she races, so it was just great to see her race so genuinely and honest and get that black type on the board. And Super Seth obviously moving to Coolmore, being a stakes winner by him. She's a very valuable filly going forward. And then moving to Te Rapa, we were lucky enough, had 3 winners in a row, starting off with the expensive ready-to-run purchase System of Play. He's a colt that we have a lot of time for, and his trials were really good. We were very confident heading in with him, and from that barrier draw, it's not an easy task to come off them like he did there at Te Rapa, but he won so professionally and well, and I just can't wait to get him back for his 3-year-old season. Taliska, he was very vulnerable going straight up over 1,400, but it just shows the class of horse he is. He was good enough to obviously place in the 2,000 guineas as a 3-year-old, and he's just taken a bit of time to mature physically, mentally also, and it was just great for the owners. They've had a few setbacks this season, so for him to get that win on the board first up, it was a credit to the horse. It just shows how tough he is. And then Drops of God, just wow, how impressive she was in the Cambridge Breeder Stakes. It was a really good effort, so well done to the Akau and Raptors team. She's a filly that's going to go up through the sprinting grades next season, and we just can't wait to get her back into the stable. And then we moved on to Monday, a couple of really impressive horses to win there. Sabatini first up. She was put in a beautiful spot by Grillsy. He rode her perfectly. Beat a very good field. It's not easy to win a maiden race, let alone any race there at Ellerslie, and she did it in her first start, so full credit to the horse. Very tough, and she looks to have some real ability. And then Avantagia, she's really just growing a leg this prep. Bit of time, certainly has been her friend, and just really can't give the owners enough credit for letting us be patient. They've never bothered us once. They always knew that she had the ability. She's a very smart filly, and can't wait to get her back next season. She's going to be very well placed at the beginning of the season, but she can sneak her way through the grades and end up at black type level also. And also across the ditch on Saturday, it was impressive to see when the Group 1 there at Adelaide over the sprint trip with Gigi's Mistruth, a filly, or mare, sorry, that Mark has always had time for. Remember speaking to him over 12 months ago about her when she arrived at the stables, and they were very excited, and she's put in good performances all season. So well done to the team at Cranbourne. It's been a very frustrating last 12 months for them, but it's starting to fall together now. A couple of Group 1 winners in a month, so well done to them, and she looks to be a really impressive filly for next season over those sprinting trips. So starting our northern meetings on Friday there at Pukekohe in race 2, we have Naughty Granny, this filly right here. She does need to improve. The draw certainly doesn't help her, but whatever she does do, once she gets over more ground, you'll see a much more improved performance. And then we move on to race number 5, where we have Troublemaker, a filly that's drawn slightly wide, but we do like her. She does have good trial form on good ground, but she's just going to get so far out of her ground. So as long as she runs home strongly, we'll be very pleased with her going forward. And then we move on to Dare de Poisson. Joe Doyle in the saddle from a nice even stall. He should be able to get into a good spot without having to do any work. He was a very good 2-year-old. Unfortunately, he's had a few issues along the way, hence a long layoff, but whatever he does do there on Friday, he's certainly going to improve off. And then we move to the last race, Shiatsu, a filly for the Westbury team, who we obviously had a winner for on Monday at Ellerslie. She's going to be a lot fitter being second up, but she does need to take a lot of improvement from that first up run, but she has shown signs in track work. Then we move to our northern meeting up here in the north at Te Rapa. Starting with our 3 runners in Alviento, was a really good effort up in open grade there last time out over the 1,400. To step up to a mile will help him. And Craig Grill's in the saddle, who's riding really well for the stable. He should be another each way chance again. And then we follow to the next race, Hakkinen, just the story of his life all season. The horse is absolutely flying. We just can't get a good barrier with him from the draw. We're just going to have to ride him patiently. He's probably going to be caught 3 wide, but if he can get a bit of cover and get a good track into it, Sam McNabb should be able to get the best out of him, and it certainly doesn't surprise us if he was to win that event. And then in the last, unfortunately, Colonel Warden, he's just been put on the ballot. We need a scratching. But whatever he does do on Saturday, he's going to take improvement off, and once he gets onto the poly, you'll see the best out of him. Then moving to our southern meeting on Saturday there at Riccarton, we start off in race 3 with Paper Moon, a filly that we've had an awful lot of time for. She's been very unlucky along the way, but she's got Hayley Hessman in the saddle, bit of weight relief. She should be very competitive with her first run in the south. Moving to race 4, Insatiable, terrific victory there last time out. Good ride by Joe Doyle. Opie back on. He's got to carry the weight, but he's an explosive horse on his day, and he should be able to get the best out of him. Once he normally catches form, he does hold it. And then we move to the stakes race there with 3 really good chances, starting off with Never Too Much, faultless in his 3 races to date. He continues to improve. Just got held up for a few strides there on his last start, which probably cost him the win, but up to the 1200 helps. Bruno Quiros aboard, very busy rider. We really think will suit him. He's had the fortunate, he's been able to run down the chute, so he's very well educated there. He should be very, very competitive. And then Zafar, the first starter by Snitzel, brought it to ready to run sale. Looks a quality animal. He's obviously had to travel down there. He's handled it all very well. But whatever he does do on Saturday, he's certainly going to improve off the race day experience. But Opion, he certainly looks a very good chance. And then Enchantment was really good, winning the listed 1,000 metre race there a couple of weeks ago. Does need to make that next step, stepping up to 1,200 metres. It's not going to be easy for her. She's not the biggest horse in the world, but she looks to be very competitive, again, with Tristan Moodley in the saddle. Then moving to race 7 at Riccarton, Balance of Power finds himself down the South Island now. Very happy with the way he's travelled. He's settled in nicely. Hunter and the team can't fault him. The 1,800 metres will suit, and Opie on from a nice barrier. He should be very competitive in his first run down there. And then we move to race number 8, Stony Breck. A horse that's racing very genuinely and honest in some very good races. Finds himself in a very competitive field again, but the way he's going, you certainly can't discount his chances. Race number 9, couple of fillies that are just on the verge of getting another victory. Novelette and Best Rose running very competitive races in the 65 grade. Do need a bit of luck, but they've got the right jockeys in the saddle, so they should both be good chances. Cool and Fast in race number 10 heads the lineup there. Really can't fault him since he's arrived in the South Island. Continues to run really well. Hayley Hessman jumps on just to get a bit of weight relief off, and back to 1,200 will certainly help him. And hooray for Harry. He's knocking on the door. He gets the services of Opie, which is going to really help him. He should be very competitive and be a lot fitter, having had a good racing prep thus far. We move to our final meeting on Sunday at Taraniki, kicking off in race 4, Presence of Mind, a filly that's got a really good pedigree on her. 1,000 metres will suit her. Hopefully she can get out of the stalls, get into a good spot with Hayley Hessman and be very competitive. And then race 5, Carsolio, back to the 1,000 metre trip, certainly going to help him, and he should be an each-way chance there. So that's a wrap-up of all our runners this weekend. So really busy time for the team. And if I was leaning towards the best bet, it would probably be El Viento each way or Hakkinen. He just will need a lot of luck from that draw. But that's a wrap on Te Akau TV for this season, team. Thank you to all the viewers and all the owners that support Te Akau Racing. We certainly can't buy the horses and have the stock that we've got without you all supporting us.